So in continuation to the last video which we uploaded today only, I am again taking up some of the questions which are being sent by you from this particular book of M S Chouhan Sir. So hope you like the last discussion and would like this one also. And in this particular question, what basically you have to do is, as per the examiner, that they said that it is to be rearranged. This starting material is to be rearranged. Again, the rule of the game would be again very simple. First, you just would see that the how many carbon atoms are there in the starting material. So starting material is containing 3 carbon here because the this benzylic part is same in all the options. So there are 3 carbon atoms. So what you are able to see in the first option, the carbon atoms got it has become 4. So this carbon atoms have become 4. So here it is 3 and 1 oxygen. It has become 4. And here also what you are able to see, there are 2 carbon atoms. It would have 2 carbon atoms. Here you have 1, 2, 3. So 3 carbon atoms with 1 oxygen. And here you have 4 carbon atoms. So have I not made the things very easy for you that by simply, although it is not a right approach, but you by seeing into this way, you may rule out some option if you are not getting the answer. You are not, the question is not clicking you in the paper. So you can rule out some of the options. So in a way, the answer to this question seems to me to begin with is the C option, but it's not the right approach. Let's do it if in case, because you never know in the examination, some other options are there which would be having three carbons only. Then which way we will have to proceed with? So you have to rearrange. One simple thing which you can think about is that simple rearrangement can happen this way, that this oxygen attacks this carbon, as simple as that, and this just would turn to make it a cyclic ring of 3 membered. So here you have alkoxy, and this just would become this double bond, and here you get something like this. So this oxygen got attacked here. So this may be one of the option in the paper. In actual paper, this can be one of the option which is not there in this particular question. Here we don't find this option. So this can be the one thing which you can think about. Another thing which you can think is, as few of you have sent me the solution of this, why not this way? You may think it like this also, that if I just would attack this carbon and this goes here, one approach can also be this way. So then in that sense, what shall you be getting here is something like this. You would get a carbon which got attacked onto the CH2. I think I made it wrong. So let me do it like this. This is CH2. Now it is correct. C, this oxygen, and you have CH2. So this is one thing you can think about is this way also it can be asked in the paper. And the another thing which can we think about is if I simply just would do the resonance. This is the resonance I did. After the resonance, what I received is something like this. Methoxy, here you have a positive charge. This is having a positive charge, and here you get double bond, and this becomes CH2 negative. Now this CH2 negative then attack this carbon and cyclize. So this would be one of the answer. Now the question can be, in the actual paper you would have the other options which I just have shown it to you, that could also be thought of. That what I'm saying is, although in this particular question we got this answer, this answer we just have received even without doing any sort of rearrangement. I just have checked the carbon atoms in the starting and the final product, which generally people don't see it that way, because that is very important in a way to rule out some of the options. Now if in case I just would say that one option is this, second option I do have this one, and third option I do have this one. So why, if in case out of these 3 options I have to pick which is the major one, I still would go for this one, because of the fact that the carbonyl CO group, the bond energy is greater than that of carbon carbon double bond. So this is one of the viewpoint for this explanation which you always have to remember. Compared to the carbon carbon double bond, carbon carbon double bond, if I would say, versus carbon oxygen double bond, the bond energy is greater. So that is why we will be considering this as to be the best answer. So this is one question which is very important. Another one here, many of you have asked me that you are not getting the approach. What is this reagent? How is it to be started with? You are not getting it. Although in the last video we have already discussed this. This is a reagent for the iodoform reaction. So this you know, but you are not getting the viewpoint what has to be done for the first one. So this is a very interesting one. Let me place it in front of you. So this is a special reagent which is to be dealt it like this. Just try to remain with me, and it's an important one. So this carboxylic acid is first because methyl, this is again an organometallic compound, alkyl lithium, which is again a source of carbonyl. Just like a Grignard reagent, this also is a source of carbonyl. So this is a sigma bonded organometallic compound which may be said as to be a source of carbonyl. So what this would do first is this would abstract this H positive right from here. So this abstraction of H positive is being done like this. As a consequence, what you would receive here is something of this type. Now thereafter the question becomes very interesting. This is negative. This would get a negative charge here, and along with it what you would get is CH4 out of the system as a gas. This CH4 would leave out the system as a gas, and the counter ion which you would get along with it is Li positive. This is the counter ion which you would get with this viewpoint. Okay, so now since they have said this alkyl lithium is in excess, so alkyl lithium once again now would attack as a nucleophile onto this carbon. Now, this is where you might not have seen it earlier. So this is very important to tell you here. This would attack it here and goes like this. Now, the what next structure do I receive here is something like this, CH. So here you would get O negative. Here you get CH3. Here you already have negative. And the counter ion, the two counter ions you do have here is Li positive, Li positive. Now, this is what you always have to remember. This is very, very important. That carboxylic part got attacked by alkyl lithium two times. First, alkyl lithium acted as a base. It acted as a base and abstracted out H positive out of the carboxylic acid. Then, as a nucleophile, it attacked onto the carbonyl carbon of the carboxylic acid. First, it acted as a base. Now, it acted as a nucleophile. So, this is very, very important. Now, last step is it is to be hydrolyzed with acid. It is to be hydrolyzed with acid. So, once you hydrolyze it with acid, what you would get here is that you would get, just hold on, you would get something of this type. So here you get OH, and this is CH3 minus goes the 2 moles of alkyl lithium. Lithium chloride, 2 moles of lithium chloride goes out. So carbon carrying two OH groups onto the same two OH group onto the same carbon would undergo dehydration simply because of the fact, as I explained earlier, the driving force for this dehydration is simply the fact that the carbon oxygen bond is a stronger bond. So this you would get. Now thereafter the story becomes very easy. This is to be treated with, as we did in the video uploaded few minutes back, in during today only. This would be treated with, what is the reagent gave, iodine in presence of OH negative, for which I already have taught you that this part CH3 part would convert into CHI3. CH3 part would convert into CH3, CHI3 as a yellow PPT, and the rest part of the molecule, this entire of this part would change into sodium salt of carboxylic acid, or the salt of carboxylic acid, whatever is the counter ion. So you would receive something like this. So here in this discussion, what you always have to remember, so you would get this part. So in a way, what we can say is I received this as a one of the ingredient. So this is a important discussion where the reagent is not clear to you. So I hope now this reagent is clear to you. So what is this reagent? If you have a carboxylic acid treated with alkyl lithium, so alkyl lithium first abstract this H positive because it's a source of carbonyl. It's a source of carbonyl, and this would change this into negative part Li positive, and thereafter what it does, it again attacks it, alkyl lithium again attacks it, because you would find many more questions in MS Chouhan book on this particular reagent. So this would change into O negative, and the R. And the counter ion you would get here is the lithium. And then you have to hydrolyze it. And once you hydrolyze it, you would get a diol, a gem diol, which is not very stable and would undergo dehydration to give you a ketone. So this reagent ultimately converts. What is the story? What is the net result? Net result is the acid got converted to ketone with this reagent, which you always have to remember. So what shall be the best answer out of this discussion? So I do see the A option would be the right answer. Hope you enjoyed today's session, and would be, if in case you are liking this discussion, so I would be placing more such videos. But do comment onto the channel with this hashtag so that I could see, and it keep me motivated to place more videos of this level. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Take good care of yourself.